Hello, welcome to this presentation. You see how to register Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager as an infrastructure cloud in Oracle Enterprise Manager. With Oracle Enterprise Manager 13.4 comes features for monitoring Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager as a cloud environment. To monitor activity on the server during operation, you must register the Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager with Oracle Enterprise Manager. This procedure requires you to obtain the Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager certificate and import it into the Oracle Enterprise Manager key store. Depending on the browser and other circumstances, you can encounter the certificate on the first time you attempt to connect to the Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager portal and elect to download it. Most, if not all, web browsers provide a feature to export or save certificates. So, if by this time you have already accepted the certificate in the browser, use this feature. Save the certificate file on the Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager server. Then, use the Oracle Enterprise Manager utility emctl to import the certificate while logged in as the user that installed the Oracle Enterprise Manager agent. This import command should be run by the user that installed the Oracle Enterprise Manager agent on the server. As shown in the example command in this slide, the certificate file olvm.crt has been saved to the temp directory. After the certificate has been successfully installed, perform the registration task with Oracle Enterprise Manager as shown in this demonstration. I am logged into this session as a cloud administrator. To register the Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager, click on the Enterprise menu, navigate through the Cloud option, then click on Oracle Linux Virtualization Infrastructure Home. The Oracle Linux Virtualization Infrastructure Cloud portal appears, and as seen here, it already hosts one Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager server. Click on the Oracle Linux Virtualization Cloud menu, then click on Register Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager. The registration interface appears. Provide a name to help you quickly identify the manager. I enter ICD_OLVM in this demonstration. Click the selection tool next to the monitoring agent input, and a pop-up dialog box listing Oracle Virtualization plugin-enabled agents appears. Click on the target listed for the desired Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager server, then click Select. The hostname for the agent appears in the monitoring agent input. Enter the Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager URL into the input of the same name. I provide the HTTPS protocol and fully qualified domain name of the server. Now, enter the credentials to be applied by Oracle Enterprise Manager when logging into the Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager. Be sure to include the profile that applies to the user. Here, the profile is @internal. Also, enter the user's password. Make sure the checkbox for automatic synchronization is checked. And with all inputs prepared, click Submit. When the confirmation pop-up message appears, click Job Details. Monitor this job while the status shows running. After the status changes to Succeeded, return to the Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager Infrastructure Home. Click through the Enterprise menu, the Cloud option, then click Oracle Linux Virtualization Infrastructure Home. The Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager server now appears on the list with the other server. In this presentation, you were provided an explanation of the certificate prerequisites and then given a demonstration of how to register Oracle Linux Virtualization Manager with Oracle Enterprise Manager. This ends the presentation. Thank you for watching.